Hi students, we're on lesson 4 now. Before we get started, I want you to go ahead and please again print out your worksheet. Okay, we will be taking notes on it, and then we'll be taking some notes in your spiral today. Alright, so get that started before we continue. Alright, you also, for today's experiment, you also need 2 coins. I know we did 1 coin last lesson. Today we're doing 2 coins. Alright? Today's lesson will be focused on area model. An area model is something like this. I'll explain that later. Okay? We're going to use an area model to find compound probability. Okay? So what is a compound probability? Now, if you just have to play 1 coin, for example, and to get heads you win, that means there's only 1 thing for you to win, and therefore that's not a compound probability. If you add a second coin, that becomes compound. You can add a third coin, you can add a fourth coin, and so on. Those are called compound probability. It's sort of like winning the lottery. You have to match 6 numbers. That is 6 different events. Therefore, that becomes compound. All right. When it's compound, it's actually a lot more difficult to win. And I'm going to show you how to do compound probability using only 2 events by using an area model. All right. Okay. So let's get started. Okay. First of all, let's just say you're going to play a game, and for you to win, you get heads, and then you win. Now, most people think getting heads and then heads again for 2 coins is 50%, which is completely incorrect. Okay, so we're going to do an area model quickly, showing you what the different type of possible outcome are there tossing 2 coins. Okay, since the first coin has 2 options, heads and tails. So I'm going to write over here, I'm going to write down, okay, that'll be my first coin. And again, I don't have 2 options, that's why there's only 2 boxes here. So my 2 options are getting heads or tails for my first coin. Alright, and then for my second coin, alright, so your first coins, or whatever the first is, will always come on this side of the area model, and then whatever the second one is will be on the top. Okay, again, my second coin is also going to be heads or tails. Alright, so heads or tails. Alright, any questions on that? Okay, so this is how you do the area model. Excuse me. You will toss the first one, and then if you get heads the first time, and then the second coin can also be heads, so it'll be heads over here, and then heads over there. Alright? Again, if you toss the first coin, you get heads. Your second coin is going to be tails. So you get heads and tails. Alright? If you toss the first coin, you get tails. And your second coin can be heads. And finally, you toss the first coin, you get tails. And the second coin can be tails. As you can see, there's actually 4 different ways to toss 2 coins. Alright? So to get heads, only 1 out of 4. Okay, we learned that by using this one. So the desired outcome is 1, and this possible outcome, there are 4 of them. Alright? Now, here's what you're going to do. Okay? You will go ahead and grab 2 coins, and we are going to do an experiment. Okay? We're going to toss 2 coins 40 times. Okay? So we can toss it 40 times. Where are we here? 40 times. Alright, so again, let me go ahead and toss it. So you should have the theoretical part, prediction, and your experimental. Okay, let me go ahead and do a prediction real fast. I don't know, I'm just going to go with 9, let's go with 11 and 11. Alright, make sure to add up to 40 because you're going to toss it 40 times. Again, that's my prediction. Okay? In theory, if you're going to toss this 40 times, I should get, since it's 1 out of 4, I should get 10 for each one of them. Now, is that going to happen? You don't know. Okay, that's something that you need to do an experiment on. Okay, sometimes it will, oftentimes it won't. Okay, but it's supposed to happen 10, 10, 10, 10. All right, let me go ahead and toss my first coin. So again, let me show you how you do. You're going to show you have 2 coins. You're going to toss the first one, and it comes up heads. Okay, I'm going to put it down. And then I'm going to take my second coin, and my second coin comes up heads. All right, so put a tally right there. All right, so you're going to do that 40 times, and you should have 40 tallies, and then go ahead and write down what you got here. All right, okay, I'm going to do that, and you're also going to do that, and then we'll come back. All right, let's get started on our second part of our lesson. I'm going to step aside, I'm going to pause it, and go ahead and write this out in your notes, and then we will continue. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes to go ahead and pause and go and copy this down on your spiral or your notepad. All right. All right. So let's get started on notes. This problem that we have is regarding 2 spinners. Spinners are it's like sort of like I'm not sure, it's a piece of paper or something like that, like a board or something, and then there's an arrow right there, and then you're able to spin it, and then it goes around and around and around, and wherever that spinner stops, that is something where it lands on, like either blue, red, or green. Alright, now if there's only 1 spinner, it is not a compound probability. We are going to add a second spinner to it, now it becomes compound, and in this case it's just 2 of them. Since there are 2, we can use an area model, okay? The reason why you want to use an area model is because we want to answer these questions, all right? We'll go over this one in a second, but let's go ahead and find out all the possible outcome using an area model, okay? So we're going to play a game, and we're going to spin 2 spinners, okay? And it looks like this is the first spinner, so therefore this first spinner should come on this side here. The second spinner should be on the top. So whatever comes first, you always have to make sure you put that over here first. Okay? So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. Alright? By the way, it is, the slices are exactly the same. I know it's my drawing, I'm sorry. Okay, but they're the same size. Alright? So it looks like there are 3 blue slices. Again, the order doesn't matter where you put it. I said blue, so let's go with blue first. Okay, so blue, blue, blue. I have a red and 2 greens, and then I have a red and 2 greens. Alright, again, that's my first spinner. Okay, this is my second spinner, so I have to put this one on top. Again, whatever comes second, always goes on top. Okay, just it makes things easier for you. Okay, blue, green, and red. Blue, green, and red. Alright, so let's go ahead and go quickly. Blue, 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 green, blue, red, blue, 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 green, blue, red, blue, blue, again, blue, green, blue, red, red, blue, red, blue, red, red, green, blue, green, green, and then green, red, green, blue, green, green, then green, red. Alright, let's go and answer these questions. Now, for this one here, for the possible outcome, you always want to kind of get that one first. I know we did the area model first, so I want to show you both ways to get it. Okay, so the possible outcome for this one looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So our possible outcome, there are 18 of them. Alright, so there are 18 different ways to get the spinner. When you spin them, the first one and the second one. Okay, now there's another way of getting 18. Alright, a faster way. and this way here will make things easier for you in the future, okay? So how do you get 18 without doing the area model? All you just count. There are 6 different ones here, okay? So that's 6, all right? And then this one has 3 different slices, so times 3, and that's how you get 18. All right, so instead of doing area model, you get that right away, all right? All right, now let's go ahead and answer these questions. So again, if you're going to play a game, okay, and so what's the probability of you spinning the first one, getting a blue, then spinning the second one and getting a red, okay? So you just go on to look at this area model here, and you're looking for BR, okay? And it looks like I have BR over here, 1, 2, 3 of them. Again, that's my desired outcome. There are 3 possible ways to get blue-red. Okay, so I'm going to write down 3, and that's out of 18. That's the same thing as 1 over 6. I do want to get a percent for that one. Okay, so go ahead and take out your calculator and do 1 over 6. So 1 divided by 6. That would give me, I'm going to round it to 16.7%. All right. I'm out of room, so right here, so 16.7%. Alright, so same thing for this one. Blue, then blue. So I want 2 blues, and that's the same thing right there. Blue and blue. So I'm going to get 3 over 18. I'm just going to write down the percent since I know it's already 1/6. 16.7%. Alright. What's the probability of getting red, then green? So let's take a look at red. Then green. Oops, you know what? I made a mistake right over here. Good thing I caught it. This one should be a green right there. That's my bad. Alright, that's why we use a pencil. Again, my bad. So red, then green. Double check that. Okay, so that's 1 out of 18. Take out your calculator. 1 divided by 18. Move the decimal over twice. I should get 5.5%. Alright, blue then white. There is no blue then white. That's a tricky question. So that's 0 out of 18. And that would give me 0%. Now, then means you have to get blue on the first one and red on the second one. Now, if they use the word and, that means it could be blue, then green, but it also, since it's and, it also could be green and blue. So you gotta look for BG. You also gotta look for GB. Alright? So again, when it's and, it could be flipped around, like them saying, you know, as long as you get a blue and a green, you win. It doesn't matter what's the order. Okay, so that's what it really means. Alright? So let's go back and count for BG and GB. Okay? So BG, that's 1, 2, 3. And then for GB is 1, 2, so I have 5 of them, okay? So 5 over 18, excuse me, 5 over 18. So let's go and do 5 divided by 18. I'm going to have 27.8%. So the chance of me winning is 27.8%. As you can see, N is actually gives you a better chance of winning, alright? Alright, our very last problem for our notes. Let me go and read. If John was to play the spinner game 100 times, how many times do you expect him to win if he spins blue, then red to win? Alright, blue, then red, we already have that right over here. Okay, we already know that it's 16.7%. Okay, so if he's going to play that 100 times, we expect him to win. I mean, you think about it, it's always out of a percent is always out of 100. So therefore, he should win around 16 to 17 times. We're going to write that down. Okay, so about 16 or 17 times. Since the chance of the probability of him winning is 16%, 16.7%. All right. Any question on that? Okay, go ahead and email me or talk to me during this discussion board, which is going to be on Friday. All right. Again, hopefully I did okay, and hopefully you understand. And again, you get to pause, get to rewind, get to look at it again, and do all that stuff. All right. All right. Thank you for watching, and have a good day and have fun.